Hi, I'm Kevin Clarke. I'm an associate editor for America Magazine. Welcome to another in a series of ongoing discussions of current events. We're hosting here from the rooftop of Jesuit Command Center at 56th and 6th Avenue, Manhattan. Today we're going to talk about the Sudan, which became on July 9th the 193rd member of the United Nations, the world's newest state and perhaps one of the world's most deeply challenged state, or likeliest candidate to be a failed state. Sudan emerged from decades of civil war that claimed the lives of more than 2 million people, dislocated a couple million more, and continued right up into 2005's Comprehensive Peace Accord brought an end to the violence that was going on between the mostly Muslim and Arab North Sudan and the southern Christian and traditional religious practices southern part of the Sudan. In January of this year, they had an overwhelming yes vote on a referendum for independence. 99% of the residents of South Sudan voted for independence. That was granted to them on July 9th. There was much celebration and much excitement, but the new state faces some incredible obstacles. Sudan is one of the poorest countries in the world. It's one of the least developed nations in the world. It has almost abysmal infrastructure, poor roads, no ports. It has literacy rates that are as high as 90% among adult women in the Sudan. They have poor electricity, poor electric system. They have very few health clinics, very few schools. More than a quarter of Sudan's 8 million people do not have enough to eat. 80% of virtually all government services are currently provided by the United Nations. So you're looking at a state that's got to start it from complete scratch. It's got to form its own government. It's got to form a good government. And it's got to start addressing some major problems. Beyond its structural and human services issues, the southern Sudanese military has got its own human rights issues to be concerned about. They've had 2 incursions at the border from North Sudan. The Khartoum government is trying to claim a disputed Abyei province, and thousands have been dislocated by that struggle. There's been ongoing violence in another northern province of the southern part of the country. So this is a nation that has some serious problems, but it also has some things going for it. It's got huge oil wealth. Now, in the past, that can be turn out to be a negative for a lot of countries, leading to corruption and inefficient government and a continuing lack of services for the most poor. It also has a very young and excited population of people who are, very eager to experience this independence and form their own government. They have a lot of agencies on the ground to help them, a lot of development agencies, relief agencies, humanitarian agencies, and the church has been very active in responding to some of these issues in the South. They will have to deal with ongoing negotiations with the North to finalize borders. This is going to be the trickiest thing that they confront, and to decide how they're going to divvy up the oil wealth. Most of the oil in the Sudan is in the South, but it has to move through the North to get out to the markets. So they're going to have to come to terms there. So at any rate, July 9th, first day of a new state. We'll all be pulling for Sudan. More importantly, though, the United Nations, the United States, and other multilateral actors, and the church have got to be involved in the ground to make sure that this 193rd state doesn't become the next failed state in the world. I'm Kevin Clarke. You're visiting AmericaMagazine.org. Thanks very much.